Dr. Kevin couldn't be here, but their diplomas are. I want you to show those to everyone in the house. Can you do that? We love them dearly and deeply. I'm not going to ask, you may be seated. I'm not going to ask for our staff. Yeah, you guys stay here. Our staff, any directors, any MC directors that we have, if I've asked you personally to join us on this stage, I want to ask you to do that right now. Would you do that, please? Relevant Life staff, if you're connected to Miss Chris and Pastor Lloyd, MC for many, many years, directors, and my goodness, anybody else that just wants to come up here and love on. Pastor Joey, Miss Stacy, please. Anyone else you see out there that needs to be up here, Pastor Lloyd? Oh my, yes, they were supposed to join us. Where are they? Where's Shannon? There they are. I've asked them to be here. Yes. Thank you for just indulging this moment with us. Pastor, Chris, my words fall short to describe who the two of you are. And yes, we're here to celebrate the love of the Lord Jesus Christ and God Himself and who we are. But God has always empowered, anointed, called, and gifted people to do His work on this earth. And no doubt the two of you are an epitome of what God has put together to serve His people. The two of you, I have been so amazed at how you see greatness in everybody that you come across. There's nobody that you meet for the first time or that you've known for many, many years that you don't see and understand what God sees them, and that is the extreme promise that's in their life. To me, it's almost as if when you look at people, you literally do look at them through the eyes of God. And most of us in this room would not be able to say that, perhaps. But you truly do. And I am deeply honored to be able to serve with you in that capacity because of the servants in the kingdom that you are. You have a legacy already. You're connected to a ministry that has to do with legacy that we heard about at conference. Legacy has to do with an endowment, a bestowment, an impartation, a giving of oneself to others. A giving away of what you are. That's what legacy is. And that's exactly what the two of you have done and will continue to do, is that there will be a legacy that is powerful, that will be far-reaching than you would be able to do on your own, but it is because of the anointing of God upon your lives. And this legacy goes deep. It goes deep into thousands upon thousands of people. I just wish that everyone in this room would have been able to see this last 2 days in conference, everything that happened. And yes, I'm taking my time and I'm going on and on about this because you deserve it. And because every one of these individuals behind you would take this mic and they would have far more to say than I would. But we thank you. We thank you deeply. Now, today is also your anniversary. 40 years of ministry, 40 years together. On this day in 1972, I believe it was. That was a great year, 1972. I was born that year. I'm not saying anything. Pastor, the two of you met at youth camp. Oh, come on, baby. In Preston, I believe it was. You guys became high school sweethearts. Oh, I married my high school sweetheart too. And you guys got married obviously on your 18th birthday. And you had a full ride scholarship for wrestling to Cal State, am I correct? In Long Beach. And apparently some funding didn't happen with the school, and that was pulled, and I don't know what all happened. I don't know those details that Shannon began to share with me, but I do know beyond that you guys have stepped into basically Bible college together and went to Vanguard University, which is now Vanguard. And you guys have served in ministry, obviously, for all these 40 years. You left there and went into youth ministry, and were in youth ministry at Glad Tidings Assembly in Tucson for 12 years. Gave your heart. Do you know that the tenure for a youth pastor is typically 10 months? That's longevity, honey. 12 years. And from there, went to Phoenix.
Masters, this took a long time.
There you go. Oh my goodness, yes. And then began a very powerful, unbelievable ministry called Master's Commission that has literally touched the nations, and that is no understatement. Or I should say that is an understatement. Forgive me for my words. Backwards. And that was in 1984, where you served there at Phoenix First for all of those years. Tell me how many years that was.
It was 20, about 22.
25 years to serve there. There is something to be said about that. And came here in 2008 to begin a work that you see the product of, the produce. Here's the fruit. Pastor, there's going to be much, much more to come. And this is why I say that. I've got to grab these notes so I don't leave anything out of here. There is something very significant about the number 40, Pastor. The number 40 holds particular significance in the Bible, and it refers to a precise number, not just a long period of time or an epic moment, although this is epic. There are at least 10 instances in the Old Testament and in the New Testament where the number 40 occurs, either in years or in days. It rained for 40 days. It rained for 40 nights. Moses was on the mountain for 40 days and for 40 nights. The Israelites wandered for 40 years. Jesus fasted in the wilderness for 40 days and was seen on the earth for 40 days after his crucifixion. A 40-something time period, whether days, months, or years, is always a period of testing, a period of trial, a period of probation or chastisement, but not judgment. But that period of 40 is always, as it ends, with the period of restoration, of revival, and renewal. And some of you may say, well, why are you doing this today? Isn't this about the Lord? Yes, it is. 1 Thessalonians 5:12-13 says, dear brothers and sisters, honor those who are your leaders in the Lord's work. They work hard among you and give you spiritual guidance. Show them great respect and wholehearted love because of their work, and live peacefully with each other. 1 Timothy 5:17-18, let the elders who rule well be counted worthy, Pastor and Chris, of double honor. Double honor. Especially those who labor in the word and doctrine. For the scriptures say, you shall not muzzle an ox while it treads out the grain, and the laborer is worthy of his wages. Let the elders who perform the duties of their office well be considered doubly worthy of honor, especially those who labor faithfully in preaching and in teaching of the word. Pastor and Chris, that's why we do what we do today, because we believe in you. We know who you are, and more importantly, God knows who you are. We have just a few gifts that we want to share with you. Obviously, you have your beautiful flowers. I called and I asked and I texted and I emailed, what in the world is Miss Chris' favorite flower? Someone said daisies. Someone said hydrangeas. Someone said yellow roses. Someone said, I don't even remember what all I got. I said, let's give her the whole shebang. Can we just do that? And those flowers represent life. And that's who you are, Miss Chris. You bring that to us as well. I've asked for Miss Sherry Lynn. Now, this is just a small box. Sherry Lynn, you hold that. You stay right there. Now, my wife and I, she's not here today, but you'll hear from her in just a moment. There's a very, very cool chocolate shop downtown Dallas, in Oak Cliff, right down in there. We were there just a few days ago, and Deb Richardson recommended that we go there. And Pastor, we found some chocolates there that describe who the two of you are. The name of the company is Dude Sweet Chocolate. Now, the chocolate itself is an albatross. Now, with that, or as Pastor Lloyd would say, and in it are some very special ingredients. It's chocolate, and it's sweet, but yet one special ingredient in that is sea salt. Now, I got to see the lady make that chocolate, Pastor. She made that just for you and for Miss Chris. The sea salt is a little different than table salt. It's more expensive. It's used in gourmet foods because of the savor that it brings, the richness of the food. And I said, isn't that just like what Pastor Lloyd and Miss Chris are? They find something that's good or great, like food, and when you sprinkle a little Chris or Lloyd on there, it just becomes greater. And not only that, but that chocolate shop was a bit bizarre in some way. There was a brother that sold me those chocolates that was wearing dreads. I mean, it was just cool. I said, man, if this is not Z, I don't know what is. And there's also blue cheese. Now, I'm not a blue cheese eater. I know some of you might be, I don't care for blue cheese. But when I tasted that chocolate, something happened in my mouth. My taste buds were very, very happy with me. I've never tasted anything like it. And nothing like it, really, honestly. That's not $2 chocolate or $5 or $10 chocolate. The blue cheese is in there. I'm trying to read. In blue cheese, the process of blue cheese, it is unlike any other cheese. It's unique, it's special, and not like any other cheese that goes through 6 steps of process, but it goes to a 7th step of a process, blue cheese. 7 being the number of completion. Now, blue cheese is unique because it obviously has a different type of taste, a bitter type of taste. And there's penicillin that begins to grow, and we're really what is a kind of a fungus. But the process of the cheese maker, the will of the cheese it's called needling. And there are many, many holes that are poked into the cheese so that air can get inside. And when the air does, it causes growth for that ingredient of the penicillin and the malt to grow so that blue cheese can become blue cheese. And that's how the blue is created within the blue cheese. And the air are these two guys. They get in those holes and they make what is supposed to be there. It grows. It causes the growth and the germination of what is supposed to be there that makes it the unique type of cheese that it is. Now, I don't know that you can taste the blue cheese in there, but it's in there because it says the ingredients on the box. And that chocolate is absolutely amazing, just like the two of you are. So that's yours to see. And there's some more. You can get more of that, but that can only be found right there in Dallas at that shop. And then lastly, John, where are you, brother? We got you? Okay. You can hold this right here and just allow us. Inside this box, we have several gifts. Some letters, some cards, some love offerings, many things that are just for you. And I asked John to hold and bring this treasure box so that, because you guys go way, way back. And he's very, very special to you. And so is his wife, Jen. And these guys, he represents how people are made into treasure because of what you give. And people have given. And they've given back to you. And what's inside this box represents their love, their appreciation, and their deep gratitude for the two of you and for all that you've become in their life and that you will remain forever. So, it's not silver and gold and gems. These are things that last for an eternity. So you take those letters, you take those cards, and you take those gifts, and I believe there's more because I was told they didn't all fit in here. This is just a representation of that. But these are for you because of the treasure that you represent to Relevant Life and to the many thousands of men and women and young people around the world. Pastor, we love you. We love you. My beautiful wife, Sharon, she could not be here today because she runs half marathons, as you know, and she's had for months and months this one planned today. And the registration was made before we even made the plans for this day. But today, my wife is running in honor of the two of you. She said that this morning when she left the house at 5.